Alrighty, I think this is working. Try to turn this on and see if I can get be able to read comments this time. So let's see here. Got 2 thumbs up already. Let's see here. Click on this. How's it going, guys? I'm trying to get this other phone set up where I can read the comments. I'm not sure how to even do that. I'm watching my own live, but I'm not seeing any of the comments. All is pretty good. Well, shoot, this kind of backfired. I mean, I was hoping to be able to I might not be able to get to see the comments on this. This other device is set up for my grandkid. It might not be approved. Hey, how's it going? I think I've got this one. I was hoping it was going to work out better. I think I got this one set up in the right direction this time compared to the first one. Chippy, you would know. Does it look better? Alright, I'm on widescreen. Doing good. Alrighty, well, I guess I wanted to be able to see the comments, but I'm going to have to walk around to the other side of the phone. Wanted to show you guys this. Well, I guess I'll show you this. Let me find my flashlight. This is my other 461 cylinder that I had down in the shed. This bore is absolutely beautiful in this cylinder. And this is the other 461 case. This case is in, really good shape. I've got a really sweet cylinder here. I got a brand new highway pop-up piston here with some cabers, and I had a lot of fun building that one. And now I'm just trying to think what way I want to go with this one. As I said in the other video, with the new OEM parts that I bought for this, I've got a small fortune into that, not including the mega amount of money I had in that other saw that I did the trade on. For those that don't know, I had roughly, you guys are going to think I'm crazy, but I had roughly $1,800 into that 395. When I built that, I started with pretty much a crankshaft, a flywheel, a carburetor, and a few other little tiny parts. And then I bought everything through the dealer and a couple parts online, but everything through the dealer and individual case halves. I bought it all brand new through the dealer and built that 395 from the ground up. The dealer thought I was nuts. I probably was. I had a lot of fun building that saw. It was a really good running saw, but I amassed a small fortune into it, and I got this 461, that dead 661, that Poland 415, and a couple $100 cash to a good buddy of mine. We did some wheeling and dealing, and I traded it off. I had to, all the gaskets, the bearings, the seals, brake flag covers, air filter, fuel lines. I put, this is all OEM. She's 100% OEM, other than the muffler mod I did. That's my doing there, but it is an OEM cover that I did the muffler mod to. But this saw feels like she's going to be an absolute animal. I'm trying to debate what way to go on this one. I have covers, like this is probably the best top cover I have. It's cracked right here. This is the best chain brake I have. It's cracked right there. The rewind's missing the badge, but the rewind's in pretty decent shape, other than the badge is missing. This cover's cracked on the bottom, but I've got an aftermarket one of them. This cover's in real bad shape. I'm just trying to think what way to go. And I have under the bench here, I have a 460 tank, which will fit this. It's a new aftermarket one. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Which way should I go? Should I just set this in a box and save my pennies for a while and get an OEM tank and new OEM covers and badges and stuff, or should I say screw it and build it as a mutt saw? I guess I'll come over and look at the comments. What do you guys think I should do there? I'm not seeing any comments. I think this is still working. Hope it is. If not, I'm OEM. I really wish them comments wouldn't disappear. I'd like to build it, but I'm just that's what I was thinking, build it with what I've got. Nice thing with a mutt saw is you don't have to worry about damaging them. Build it how I feel like I go with it. Well, I got mixed emotions on it. Just like I go shut my door, I heard the wind blow it open. Alrighty guys, I'm back. Yeah, it is a pain when they disappear. I'm a really slow reader. Time it pops up, I get halfway through it and then they disappear. But I mean, I could build this into a pretty strong mutt saw, I'm sure of that. It's just, I mean, this is such a nice foundation right here. And, you know, I'm not scared of running these highway pistons. That's the one I was waiting for on that one, but I cut the piston on an angle on that one and cut the chamber along with it. I probably won't do that with this one. I like trying different things. This is the first one I've ever ported. For sure I'm going to be opening the lowers, that's for sure. I just don't know how. What I was thinking is do the port work, possibly cut a little more off this to give it a little bit bigger dome, and then bring the squish down to it and leave that squish band. They actually got a really nice squish or combustion chamber shape in there. I changed it a little bit for what I was trying to achieve on this one. I changed how them transfers fired to. I flip-flopped them because I don't have another stock piston. I done mutilated it for a test subject, but this one's showing the same evidence up in the top of the chamber. They just don't have a good wash pattern, and I think it's the way the transfers are firing, the way they sloped them. Is that they got the far one here, you know, bringing the charge that way, and then they're also bringing the charge the other way around. And I changed them where both chargers on that one are trying to push it to the back of the. I like to fill the back of that wall, and I also put them on an angle, which on that angle of the piston, it should flow really nice up and over it. As snappy as the thing is, and that thing's got a pretty crazy intake number. As snappy as that thing is, and I can have the chain brake on and blip it, and it twirls the clutch drum around, so that it's making torque. I really itching bad to go out and put that in the wood. I've got 4 of them. I'm itching pretty bad. I got that 440 that we did. I got the CS 8000 all running good. I itching bad to get that in the wood. And then that 670 J Red that I did. I haven't test cut with any of them builds. So, but yeah, I'm behind on my test cuts. That's for sure. I'm hoping to get some of these over to Dyno Joe here pretty soon too, to get them on the dyno. Just out of morbid curiosity for me. But so what are you guys out and about doing? I'll try to read the comments as quick as I can when they pop up. Okay, I'm sitting here trying to read through the comments. I'm not ignoring you guys, and they're gone. But caught a few of them there. But hopefully you guys had a good Thanksgiving. We didn't do much for Thanksgiving, but it was still good just to rest up. I don't know if you guys noticed that or not. I don't sleep much, but I tell you this, it's crazy how time flies on the lives here. Yeah, my back hurts all the time. I got 2 herniated discs. Not fun. Sweet Slacks, I appreciate it. I didn't catch that last comment. It disappeared before I got to. I want the 461 muffler cover. I've got 2 mufflers I ordered. Actually, I had my buddy order off Amazon, because I don't order off Amazon. I order off eBay, but I found them cheaper on Amazon, so I had my buddy order. I got 2 complete aftermarket mufflers coming for the 440s and 460s, 461s. It's got the factory looking dual port cover. I wanted a cover for that 10mm 044, and I wanted a cover for this mutt saw as well. This muffler, this is the cover to that one. I used a rusty cover if I was going to mutilate it. That way I saved this cover in case I wanted to put it back on there. But these 461 mufflers got a stupid baffle in there. And the 440s, the 460s, and 461s can all share the same muffler. And you can get a really nice aftermarket muffler for $15 that's dual port. So I thought for the $15 I'd get it. And then I wanted a dual port cover for that this grab it here real quick. This great shaped specimen of a metal tag red switch 044, and she's one of the earlier ones there. It's around the 123K mark for the serial number. So, but I didn't want to molest that factory cover, so I got a dual port cover coming for it. And I've been so on the fence on that 10mm. Part of me wants to port it so bad, and part of me just don't want to touch it, because you just don't find them very often. I don't see no comments. We're up to 20 viewers, it looks like. Got 16 thumbs up. Thanks, guys. I know I missed quite a few of the comments, but so yeah, I'll probably do some thinking on this thing. I believe I've got most of the hardware. Got to get clutch springs. I've got an OEM clutch here that's missing a spring. Them 2 springs don't look too terribly bad. These springs are whooped there. I think this was the one that had a broken. Took this out of another saw. I think this had a broken spring in it. But I have a new aftermarket clutch here that's missing all the springs. I robbed them out of for some other project. And then got another clutch drum. I'm pretty sure I've got a carburetor, flywheel. I've got the coil that come out of this one. It works. It's just a limited coil. It's right there. This one's unlimited now. I stole it out of a parts 460. Saw that I was saving for something. Guess it's a good thing I saved it. I think I got all the chain brake mechanism stuff. I'm missing the little circlips that hold it on, but I believe all that stuff's in the 460. If not, I can get them out of I think I got a parts MS 260. Them little circlips are the same in a lot of different models. And then trying to think. I mean, part of me thought about just throwing it all together and not porting it, but I like porting things, so. There was a toss-up between what cylinder I wanted to run on that, so it was a toss-up between this one or that other one. But both are in about the same, for cylinder bore, both are about the same condition. It's just this one wasn't as clean on the outside, and I scrubbed on this one for quite a while. This stuff didn't come off, but if I'm going to do a mutt saw build, I'm not too worried about the cosmetics. But this one's pretty. That thing would vibrate and clatter and probably just break more and more. Could fold some piece of rubber or something, rivet it on, but these things are expensive. It's crazy what Stihl gets for this stuff. But yeah, I got air horn. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got enough stuff. If I wasn't worried about looks, I could probably put this thing together. Probably 94%. Might be missing a few little odds and ends, but part of me wants to just buy the OEM parts and have two really nice looking 461s sitting here. The cylinder that was on this block is on that saw. This is one that I've had probably 3-4 years sitting in my shed. Guess it's a good thing I saved it. So I'm sitting here rambling on. Guess I'll check the comments. Hell, that's bummer. I can never read them. By the time I get over here, they're gone. I guess on the plus side, when I was moving stuff around, I did find me a pair of bar nuts for that one. So I thought I was going to have to order another set. I'll have to order a set for this one. I'll probably just get a great big pack. If I'm not catching your guys's, if I'm not catching your guys' comments, it's because they're either moving too fast or they're disappearing on me. It says we got 24 people watching though. Hello there, old timer. Hey, crazy feller. I gotta get your saws boxed up. I brought a box home from work today, so I got a box, and I just gotta get them boxed up, and I'll get your saws out to you. Trying to read all these comments when they pop up. That'll probably be sometime next week when I get them out in the mail or the shipping, pack and ship place there. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Sunday, if this weather keeps up, all our snow is melting. It's been beautiful the last 3 days. If our snow keeps melting, gets a little. Maybe I can get out and take some of these saws out and maybe get out and do some testing or something out at the property where I got all that wood out there. I got a bunch of wood on my black trailer I need to get cut up and actually rolled off it. Put some hours on your 394. I don't have a 395 or 394 anymore. I've got two 372s. I must have missed a lot of comments. I think you guys are talking to other people in the comments. They're not to me. Okay, that's what I thought. I know I suck at these lives, but I don't know, at least this way, this time I've got it turned the right direction. Yes, I do. I've got a bunch of new saws that I want to test and tune. I also want to get them over to the dyno. That 440 feels like it's going to be an animal in the hands. I'm pretty sure this 461 is going to be an animal. I think that 670 that I put together, I'll be really curious because I've had the other 670, the fire rescue one there, the Cutter's Edge. I've had that one dynoed, and I didn't build that one for mega RPM or anything, but that one will pull chain. But it put up almost 7 horse, and I'll be curious to see how what the other 670 cuts like compared to that. The other 670's got quite a bit more. Should be quite a bit more up in the RPM. I'll grab that dyno sheet. If I can find it. Had a lot of saws dynoed. Right there's the Cutter's Edge 670, 6.85 peak horsepower there. So that's pretty close to 7 horse, I think. And that was the first one I've ever ported. I didn't catch that something about dynos something. Yeah, that saw's been tested on a dyno and tested in the wood. It pulls chain. That 670 Cutter's Edge is just the biggest thing I hate about it is the front fed chain tensioner. That's my biggest complaint, and maybe the wrap kind of being in the way. Yeah, shipping's crazy. Luckily, I can just save up a bunch of saws, and then that's only about an hour and 20-minute drive or so for me to go see Joe. I really enjoy heading over there. And yeah, I'd like to build the dyno too. My neighbors would probably hate it because there'd probably be a saw on it every day. Joe is awesome. He is an absolutely great person. Super knowledgeable too. Heck of a machinist. It's gone up everywhere, I feel. Oh, he's doing pretty good. I think he ate something the other day that he shouldn't have because he was a little bit sick, but he chews up everything. He's getting big though. He's not really my puppy. He's my daughter's, and I just watch him from time to time. I think he's got potential to be a great dog. I just wish she'd kind of work with him a little bit more. I didn't catch what'd Smitty do? It disappeared before I could read it. I'll have to wait for the next comment so I can try to read more of them there. I'll be curious to see what this 461 does up against my 462. That 462 is an animal. Yeah, I talked to him a little bit too. I think he was missing a few parts or something. I don't want to touch nothing on my screen. I've got it working right. If I do something and it goes all weird, I won't know what to do. Yeah, me too. That 462, she's stout. I got a dyno sheet on that one as well. That's the 670. Let's see here. Trying to find it. I should put all these in a folder somewhere. That 10 millimeter 044 put up stock. It was where did I read it? 6.11, 6.1 horse. 462. It's right here. When I first got that 462, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty bummed out. In my opinion, that 462 was a turd stock. I mean, absolute turd. A Poland, I think a stock Poland 415 would have beaten up on it. In fact, I think I did a video of it getting beat up by a 415 Poland. And then I poured it on it. And it is putting out 7.56 horse now. And that thing is a screaming demon through the wood. It's actually really growing on me. And since I've had it dynoed, it's perked up quite a bit more. In fact, it likes to riv up so much through some of the wood. I find a lot of my times I'm feathering on the thing because I'm just scared of overwinding it. That thing's a freaking animal. I love it. It doesn't quite have that nasty pull like that ported 500 my ported 500 does, but that 462 is stout. It's right there with pretty close to some of my 7310s. Now the 8.3 horse one will take it, and so will the 8.9 horse one. That 8.9 horse 7310, that thing pulls chain like crazy. I'd like to see that 461 up against that too. That would be kind of cool. I don't see the comments, but something went $4.99 up in the top. I don't know who did that, but thank you very much. Whoever that was. Not was it broken when you got it? What was broken? I was so hurt by that because it put up 8.99 horse. I was absolutely devastated I didn't get my 9. I was shooting for 9 horse on that build. Rub it in, Smitty. Rub it in. That saw is an absolute... I'm looking for that dyno and run right now. Another one I'm really curious to see on the dyno is the saw that I'm amazed is not blowed up yet, is that 4910 that's turning 18,000 RPM. I'm kind of curious to see what that puts up on Ghost Dyno. I have no idea how long she's going to take them kind of RPMs, but she's a whizzin'. There's the results of my favorite 4910. Just super broad power band and 6.12 horse. Absolutely love that saw. And that's my main, that's the saw I competed with at Sawfest in the 50cc class. And that's the saw that I cut firewood with. Absolutely love it. And then there's my 7310, where I did not modify the caps or whatever, and that put up 8.34 horse. That's an excellent work saw. That's, if I'm building one, that's typically like the build I typically build for, you know, if someone's using it in the work field. And then here's the one I went crazy on and did all that crazy work to and stuff. At 8.99, I was so close to that that 9 horse. She wasn't broke in either. She's probably still not broke in actually, but that thing's making some good power for a 73cc saw. But I have no idea how long that baby will hold up. I want to run it till she pops. It'd be very interesting to see what this 461 can do. And if I do different numbers on this other 461, it'd be kind of interesting to see what the difference is, as I have no experience in these saws other than what I did there. I've repaired quite a few of them over the years, but I've never, that's the first one I've ever ported and I took a stab at it. Was it the right way? I don't know. It's how I thought it needed to be. Yeah, stock, they're very smooth, but 7310 stock is a turd. They're only something like 5.6 horse or something like that. Hey, dog, what's up? I'm just babbling live. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. I gotta dig out one of my 27-inch bars and put on that CS 8000. I'm gonna try that. I want to see if I can make that happen. Maybe Sunday. 'Cause I gotta work tomorrow, but maybe Sunday I can get out to the property there and get some test cuts off, cut some of that big stuff off my trailer. Just at least get some of the weight off it. That thing's been sitting for like 2 months now with a big load of wood on it. I don't know. I've heard some sort of myth about some of them 7310s. They're like the limiter or something holds them back till they reach a certain hourage or cycles on the thing or whatever, and then they perk up. I know when you're running them, you run them. Even stock, you port it, and then like you're running it, and then it's like after a while, it's like all of a sudden a switch gets flipped, and they start turning on like Donkey Kong. Echoes seem to take a really long time to break in. What's my favorite chain? A sharp chain. No, I like Oregon, the full chisel Oregon. What is that, EXL or whatever? I around me locally, I run a lot of that Stihl RS chain. For the 4910s, it's the 325 Stihl RS chain. I can't think of the number of it right off the top, but it'll be hard pressed to find a faster cutting out of the box chain than that 325. I don't have a Dalmar 7310. I've only got Echo 7310s. I got 3 of them. I've only got one X-cut chain, and I didn't have a great experience with it. If you're saying that RS23 is the number for the Stihl 325 full chisel, then yeah, that's good stuff. That's what I run on all my 4910s. What are you out and about doing, Doug? My 9-to-5 job, I actually work at a landfill. Yep, that 325 Stihl chain, full chisel is what I like to run. Feels kind of weird not working on an Echo lately. Well, I just did that CS8000, but I've been doing a few Stihls lately. I don't have an 026 anymore. I got an MS260. I don't even have my ported 261 anymore. I sent it down the road to a tree service. Yes, they hold the edge very well, as long as you don't hit stuff too bad with them. Yeah, I love my 620 as well. I've got 4 of them. Had 5, sold Doug one. Them 620s are capable of making some power. My best one so far has got, I think it put up, what, 7.3 horse. I have a 2511 rear handle. Love it. My favorite lemon saw. I bought both my 500s used. I got them for a pretty good deal. Yeah, they're hard to find. I bought one from a tree service, and the other one, I think it was a demo model or something. I was actually going into a Stihl dealer, and a guy brought it back or whatever, and I purchased it right from the Stihl dealer for a good price. And that was at the time where you couldn't get them. They make some crazy power ported. Yeah, I still feel even off the brand new off the shelf that $1,500 price tag is way overpriced in my book. Yeah, hopefully you can get a good deal on something. Wish there was a way I could sit down in my chair and watch comments, but I'm just not there yet. Yeah, if I told you what I paid for that one 500i I bought, you'd probably be upset. I paid $800 for one of my 500s, and it was a runner. I figured at $800 I couldn't go wrong if I didn't like it. What are you talking about, Doug? I guess I've missed something in the comments. Show you the muffler mod on the 461. Not nothing special. I just took a piece of pipe and squashed it, shaped it the way I wanted it, and welded it on there. It is something different. What did I do with my 670? I got a much bigger one on the 670. I think that 670 weighs about the same as this 461. Yeah, you got a pretty good deal on that 372, Smitty. I would have probably brazed the one on the 670, but somebody kind of forgot to shut their torch tanks off and all my gas leaked out. I don't know who would have done that, but I haven't had time to load my tanks up and go get them filled again. So lately the muffler mods have been getting welded on. Thanks on the muffler mod, looks great there. Yeah, it's something different. It sounds amazing. I used the other 670's got one of Joe's big deflectors on it. I still got the bar on this one. This one's got one of Joe's big deflectors on it that I reshaped a little bit there and put on this one. It sounds good too. those deflectors that Joe sells, those things are really handy if you're, needing a quick muffler mod, because you can trim them to fit, and he's got so many different size options that you can almost put a muffler mod on anything with them things. Yep, I have a feeling I'm going to love both my 670s. And that 630 or whatever I'm going to turn it into, I'm not sure yet. Kind of bummed out that the fins are all busted off that jug. So I thought about putting a 272 top end on that one. If I've got an aftermarket 272 top end I could throw on it. Our 009 top handle is worth breaking down. I'm not a big 009 fan, so I'm the wrong person to ask on that. I've had several over the years and didn't keep any of them. I'm not a fan of that whole line of saws. The 09, 011, 012. I'm not really a fan of any of them. I didn't catch that something like you guys are talking about a hot saw in there. What hot saw? The 020 top handle that's like the first version of the 200T I like. Pretty sure I'm going to be getting 201 rear handle that I'm doing some horse trading with. That I don't know what we'll do with. I don't know if I'll port it or just send it down the road. I am so far behind on watching my YouTube videos. I don't know who's built what or what. I am really behind on my videos. I need to set a TV up out here so I can listen to and watch YouTube videos while I'm puttering around on saws. You fought with a 266, they put a 395 full wrap on it. Well, that's good that you got it to fit, I guess. It's not good you had to fight with it. I'm slacking. What am I slacking in? I'm always out here doing something. I spend more time in my shop than I do in my house. Watching videos on. I need to get caught back up. I'm behind on quite a few. Hey, thanks for the, yeah, it's a different style muffler mod. Something a little different. Sounds good. One of these days I should clean my shop. It's absolutely atrocious. But you have a good one too. I do. That's just, I don't know. It's like therapy for me. I can be mad at the world and come out and, piddle on a saw and feel better. I'm in Michigan, about 35 miles north of Battle Creek, Michigan. I didn't catch that. Ohio Lumber, it's Grant, but that's you, Grant. How's it going? Well, thanks for the thumbs up. I don't know how you can climb. My God, I couldn't do that. I'll tell you this: it is very, very cool watching the saws I did for you shred them trees that you go up and climb in. That's a good feeling when you build something and you get to see it work like that. I'd cut a tree down and then cut it up. There's no way I could climb it. No way. I can't do heights. I get much more than 6 foot up off the ground, I'm done. So what are you working on, Grant? You doing anything? I ordered the last piece I needed for that for this nice looking 461. Actually ordered one for this one as well, but I ordered that grommet right there. That's probably the only not OEM piece that I didn't order through the dealer or whatever. I found them at HL Supply, so I just did an order. What'd you guys think of how I polished? I got smudgy fingerprints all over. What'd you guys think of them polished felling dogs there? They're actually Stihl brand dogs. I just took a lot of elbow grease and stepped it up in different steps all the way up to 3500 grit wet sandpaper, and then buffed them on the buffer. A little sore on the fingers doing it, but I don't know. I think the overall look, it was worth it. I would have left them stock, but the solution I soaked them in must have been a little bit more acidic than what I thought I mixed up, and when I dropped them in there to clean them up, it stripped all the galvanizing off them. It ate every bit of the galvanizing off them, so they looked pretty dingy, so I did what I could do to make them look good again. I'd like to try a set of them West Coast 3-point dogs out someday, just to see how they would work. No, I hardly ever sleep. 3-4 hours, I'm good to go. That saw would look sweet with an OEM wrap. I mean, you can get aftermarket wraps, but the downside with them is them aftermarket ones, you get it stuck just a little bit and give them a little tug and they're bent. I have too many screaming kids to come close to your shop time. I had 4 girls all in diapers at one time. They're all, well, my youngest is 17 and my oldest is 21. Yeah, sometimes you gotta be careful what you mix up. You could get a bad result. If you're worried about hurting something, Harvey told me about that Simple Green. I've never used the Simple Green before, but you cut it with water and put it in an ultrasonic machine, and it is great on plastics. It doesn't seem to harm them. But I'm still a go-to. I've been using Super Clean, this purple Super Clean. I can remember back buying this stuff when it actually said Castrol Super Clean. I've used this stuff for years and years and years. I've had tremendous luck with it. Now this is dried off too. I washed this off. This is the beat up handlebar I have for the mutt saw if I choose to go that route. But yeah, that Super Clean's good stuff. I've bent several after the 660s had a bad batch of real crummy soft aluminum handles as well. There's something about an OEM handle. I don't know what alloy maybe it's the extruding mechanism or whatever. However they make it. An OEM handle can take a pretty healthy tug. Yeah, on plastics, and if I'm just soaking a part where I'm not, like if I forget about it, I'll use the Simple Green. If I'm right there babysitting it, I'll use the Super Clean just because it cuts it so much faster. I've got a little $80 Harbor Freight one. The only downside is I just wished it was bigger. Yes, it works, but it doesn't quite work as good if you're looking for a faster result. That Super Clean will cut grease a lot faster than Simple Green, but it can be harder on especially like aluminums and magnesiums and now I did have a corroded up carburetor that I heated the Simple Green and dropped it in a solution of really hot Simple Green that was, well, I mean, almost boiling. And the Simple Green did eat all the corrosion off from the carburetor, and when I was done working on the carburetor, when I pulled it out, it looked brand new. Yeah, I don't use gunk. If I'm going to use gunk, I'll just use diesel fuel. Waiting for comments to pop back up so I can see them. I'm trying to stay up on them, guys. I really am. It's very, very hard for me. I never let it sit with solution in it when I'm not in here, Doug. I wash quite a bit of stuff. Trying to think for upcoming projects. I want to do that 630. I'd like to do that 272. Another viewer contacted me and is sending me some of the parts I need for that. So that'll be cool. Typically, if I'm soaking something, that Super Clean 50/50 with water will do what I need it to do if I'm soaking something. In the summertime, I'll use like a spray bottle and hose the stuff right down in my little 3-wheeled bike in the cart, and then I'll spray it off with hot water through a pressure washer. It works great. Yep, I'm just tied in for my pressure washer. I'm just tied into my hot water in the house. That's all I feed through that. But in this colder weather, it's not hooked up and I don't use it, so sometimes I create a little bit of a problem. So I'll take it right into the tub, lay it out in the bathtub, spray it all down on there, scrub away, and then I'll use the shower head. It's got like a flexible head on it, and I'll use it to rinse it right out. I can't believe it's been an hour already. That is crazy, guys. I've heard other people using dishwashers. Can't say I haven't thought about picking one up and having it out here and a hose plumbed to it. Yep. That's what I use, is the bathtub and the shower. When it's cold out. If it's nice outside, I'll do it outside. You would love to port your own but need a working saw. You can port it. Anybody can port anything. Just gotta be careful. I love fixing dead ones. It's nice when you can start out with a dead one, because I look at it as you can't make it any worse because it don't run. Yeah, I've got a pretty healthy saw collection too. It varies though. Sometimes I send some things down the road to get different things. I got an 023 coming up that I got a port for a buddy. I got an 025 that I picked up. I don't know if I'm going to port it or just repair it and send it down the road. I haven't made my mind up on that one. I got I got another one that it's Doug's. I think it's an 021. And I was going to do an MS250 and port that. Yep, 025, they port up nicely, especially if you find the MS250 with the dual open quads. I got to be in a mood to do them. I haven't forgot about your saw, Doug. It's sitting over there in the corner. I've got 3 of them lined up, so when I get on them, a lot of washing involved in them clamshells, so I got to be in a mood to do them. So I don't know. On my buddy's 023, I don't know if I'm doing a conversion on that or if I'm just porting an 023. I don't know yet. I haven't even looked into it. I tear it apart and see what it needs. After they're cleaned, I don't really have a problem with them going back together. It's just typically when I tear one down, they're so grubby. The 290s are the same way, or that series, line of saws, 029s, 039, MS310. I've ported a few MS170s. I mean, there's videos on my channel of befores and afters. I didn't go crazy on it. I just tried to perk them up a little bit. It's always good to have a bunch of irons in the fire. Yeah, I can, this 025 that, I actually got it given to the channel. It's over here. I got this one given to the channel. Pistons all scored up in it. cosmetically, it's in pretty decent shape. So I figured I'll do something with it. I've got a new piston and cylinder floating around that was donated to the channel too. And I missed the comments. I have to wait for you guys, somebody to comment so I can see you. Not too many. I have another. Oh, now that one disappeared. A lot of the parts between the 180 and the 170 can interchange. Yeah, I'm not that quick of a reader. I'll use MS260 clutch springs in the 170s, 180s, the 025s, 023s. Those style saws. I'll actually buy the Stihl MS260 clutch springs. It steps the stall up a little bit in the clutch. So never really drops them out of their power band then. Highways have a little bit more tension than the OEM ones. That's good. I've never tried a set of highway springs. Ran a lot of their pistons. Yeah, I like sharing stuff. I mean, I don't like to just sit. What good would it do to me to keep all this stuff to myself? Like when I'm porting and showing you guys the numbers and the port work and stuff. Be a bit of a challenge to build a crank, I would bet. Yep, they'll work in the 171 series as well too. I would imagine they'd work in the 251 series as well too. I haven't tried it in one of them. I did port one of them once though. That was back when I wasn't using a wheel though. My little brother's got that saw. Another thing I like to do is I like to run the clutch drum, the 6-tooth clutch drum that's set up for 3/8 LP off from the 170s and 180s on the MS250s and 025s. That way I can run that full chisel 3/8 LP chain on them. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get on the 170 build. I don't know. It'll definitely be interesting to watch that, though. I don't think I want to take that much time to dump into something that I wouldn't use. Yeah, if your 170 is a bit anemic, throw them MS260 clutch springs in it. Open up the front of the muffler there. You can cut out all them little grill holes, and then put the little cover back over it and just stick your scrunch in there and open up the vent holes on it there, and then clock your flywheel probably 20 thousandths or so, and then put a fully adjustable carburetor on it. And there's a little thing inside the air horn that you pop out too. it'll perk up a little bit. I've thought about putting nitrous on the Reed 4910 just to see what would happen. I've got two Play 4910s. I got both of them are running pipes. One's the Reed one, and the other one I don't know what to call it. It's the one that's turning currently 18,000 RPM. It's kind of frightening. I'm actually petrified that chunks of the flywheel or something's going to fly out of it and get me. When they're turning that kind of RPM, they don't even sound like a chainsaw. Tweak it, why not? One nice thing I can say about the little 170s and 180s is they are very, very light. That sounds like a jet turbine or something. It's you'll find once you hit, I don't know, 16.5 or so, the tone changes in a saw, and it's an eerie sound. And even with earmuffs on it, it must put off a certain frequency or something. I've actually had the pipe, I've had to weld the pipe back up. I actually had the pipe fracture, testing and playing around with it. It must be the vibrations or the frequency or something that it's putting out at that. It's unreal. It's very hard on the ears. Yeah, it does kind of sound like a vacuum. Probably moving a lot of air. Have a good night, chippies. I probably make some of the boringest lives because I'm not in front of the camera. It's kind of cool though. I get to chat. It's kind of like chatting with you guys through the phone. It's kind of weird. Kind of cool too. It's kind of why I decided to go live. Otherwise, I'd be doing something that I'd probably regret on this pile of parts sitting on the table. So many options to do. If the money situation was doing a little bit better right now, I'd just order all the OEM parts and build another OEM. These things are a really, really well built saw. Actually, they're a pretty nice saw. But they basically Yeah, so I didn't catch, so I caught something about you snagged some welder at the moment. I don't have no time. But I love those deflectors that Joe has. Every time I go over there, I pick some up from him. In fact, my stockpile's dwindling again, so when I go over there again for some dyno runs, I'll be getting some more of them. Especially if you're doing like a quick repair for somebody or whatever, and then you tell them that, hey, you know, if we do a muffler mod on it, your saw's going to last longer. Because it's more about getting the heat out than it is the sound. Once I get these saws all, that's another, I want to get them that white 372 on the dyno that I did. That's the first 372 I've ever ported. And then I'm waiting for a big bore kit to come in for the orange one. I'll probably be throwing a big bore in that one. But it will be cool to see a grudge match go on between that 440 that I did the cylinder thread repair on and ported. This 461, 7310, and the 462. Would be neat to see what ported 70cc saw class saw I like the best. It's hard to like just one saw though. You end up liking them all. I will be doing a 461, 462 grudge match or whatever we want to call it. The 462 is going to be hard to beat though. This 461 better bring it. Yeah, I've never ported a 372. I did the white one, and then I got, if I'm competing with that at Sawfest, I got to leave it 50 millimeter, and then I didn't have anything stock to compare it to, so I built that orange one, that kit orange one, and I put OEM crankshaft, flywheel, coil, carburetor, and that's just, it's all stock. I did that for a test comparison, but I'll be doing a ported big bore on that I can compare to that white one and see what the difference is. I think a 461 with the 500 injection system on it would be cool. Stihl should have did that, because the layout being front fed transfers and stuff like that is very similar to a 500, I think. You still in here, Doug? No, you must have took off. Oh, I remember you carrying the 500 iron around down at Hopperstock. You'll get a kick out of that 461 too. It's the same way. I literally feel like I'm going to rip the elasto start apart on it, just pulling it over slowly. She pumped up quite nicely. I had it on the dyno, and every time it'd start lugging hard down on the dyno, the clutch would let go and then skew the numbers. I got a sheet on it. Let me look through it here. Digging through a whole bunch. It nipped the heels of my 395, and my 395 on a rich tune. I never had it dynoed on a lean tune. It wasn't even broke in. The 395 was like 9.85 horse, and what was that, 500? But with a 36-inch bar on them, it nipped the heels when I was doing test cuts with that 395. Let's see here. Should be getting to it. Well, I must have lost my 500i one. I didn't see it in there, unless I overlooked it. Or maybe I didn't get one because the results were skewed too. I don't remember. But every time it started pulling down hard, it just, the clutch would slip and let off a beller or smoke on the clutch on the dyno. So it's putting out more power than the clutch can physically take. And it's right here. What we could get a read on was 8.53. Before the clutch, clutch would skew it. So, almost 9 horse. And she's running even better since I gave it that extra port in the muffler. There's quite a few different 670s on there. I know the one that Doug's got's on there somewhere. I don't remember what I called the videos, but I've got 4 of them. I had 5, sold Doug one. I got 4 of them, and each one's a different build. I tried different things on it. My favorite one put up 7.3 horse, so the 620 is an absolute animal of a saw. For 60 cc's, they're hard to beat if you're looking for brutal pulling power. There's vids of my favorite 620 in a gigantic oak with a 36-inch steel bar on it, where I had full chisel chain on it with the rakers I had them cut down to 65 thousandths, I think. And it sounded horrible, the horrible sound that you get from like really grabby chain, but it motored it right through that big monster 36-inch wide oak. I think a stock 500 was around 7, I think. I think if you're going by a stock one, especially if you put like a muffler cover or something, like a bark box or something like that, I'd say a stock 500i is probably the closest feeling to a out-of-the-box ported saw that you could feel it. They feel almost ported stock, and then when you port them, it's like, holy cow. It's an overpriced saw, but a 500i is an insanely powerful saw. I'd like to build that 630. I'd like to build it as a 630, but that's my boat right now. I don't have time to go out in the woods. I did manage to get a bunch of wood cut and brought home, though. Guess it depends on which 7900. The 7900, whether it be the Makita or the Dalmar version, they're a really good saw. Really good saw. I'm actually going to be building me. I think it's a 6421, but I'm thinking about putting a solo 681 crank in it with Dalmar 7900 top end on it. I'm working on a trade right now to get the 6421. Downside with Makita is they killed off the gas line. Parts are going to be getting very, very hard to get for them pretty soon. I'm looking forward to, I want to do that Poland 415. I kind of want to find a Poland 445 jug for it though. I've never had a 2171 in my hand, so I don't know. And they disappeared. .064s were a good saw. I just think they're a little heavy. I'm not saying they're bad saws. They're probably one of the most durable saws that Stihl ever made was the 044s and the 066s and 064s, but they're heavy. The 064 and 066 to me is heavy. There's so much controversy in the carburetor tuning. When in doubt, richer's better. You're not going to burn your saw up if you go too rich. I think everything Johnson Red was built better. Yeah, 660 is a great saw. They're just heavy to me, and you guys, I've got a few bigger saws, but how often am I cutting with them? I mean, if I'm out in the woods doing a real job, a 6 horsepowered 4910s for me. I can swing that bugger all day, still have energy left at the end of the day, and not be whooped where I can load my truck up. Then anything up to 20-inch diameter, that 6 horsepower 4910 will smoke most 70 cc's, anything up to 20-inch diameter. I can't say I haven't thought about that too, doing like what Harvey did, building an 86 cc. That would be pretty cool. Now, I don't know if it's true or not, but when I was at the Echo dealer, they told me they're discontinuing the 4910, which breaks my heart. That is one of my favorite saws. Guess they're replacing it with some composite clamshell design. It sounds like they'll still carry the 501, which is, the mods work the same in the 501 as it does the 4910. I've had the same results. In fact, I can't really see much difference in them. For price point, I feel the 4910 is far better than a 501. The crankshaft, the engine case, the clutch, the piston, the cylinder, it's all the same. There's a different part number on the coils. For the life of me, I can't figure out what the difference is. I turn the same RPM with either one. I get the same power out of if I build a 501 as I do a 4910. I see no difference. You can hot rod a 490 as well, but they have a severely limited coil and a crummier pull start. They got like a easy start mechanism in there that I'm not too fond of. But I mean, people are trying to tell me that the 4910s had a limited coil. I highly doubt that, because that one that's turning 18,000 RPM is a 4910 coil in it, and if that was limited, it would sure let me know. But I like a 501 as well. I just don't like the extra $250 it cost. For $334 or whatever, a 4910 is very hard to beat, especially ported. And I wait for a comment to pop up. Hopefully I answered that. $18,500. Well, what did I push it to? $18,250 or something, and I was sweating. No, that's right, Doug. If something bad happened and I had to send a buttload of saws down the road, and I could only keep two, it would be a 4910 and a 620. I don't even think I don't. I can cut anything with my 620 that I could with my 395. My 7.3 horse one, anyway, that is. Yep, 4910s are awesome. Best bang quality for your buck, I feel. They're built extremely well. They'll take a thrashing. This is a 461, and that's the 461 that I built. .346 XP was Husqvarna's probably one of their best saws. They're a legend. I used to have one, sold it. Never ported it though. The thing I hated about my 346, every time I sat it over, it tipped over. Wasn't balanced very good. Set it on the ground, it'd fall right over. It's getting hard to find a lot of J-Reds. Yep, 346 is a legendary saw. I don't have anything bad to say about them other than they tip over. I've seen some that really run. I took that, whatever, that G372 Pro that I had when it was stock out and compared it to my 4910 that's ported, and my 4910 whooped all up over it really bad. I'm missing a top air filter cover for my 630 as well. I've been trying to find one for it. If I can't find one, I'll just do a stack filter or something out the back of it. A couple ideas. Well, I think I'm going to get ready to shut this live down. go in and get me something to eat, I think. And I think I'm going to ponder on this 461 build over the night and through my work day tomorrow and figure out what I want to do. I missed out on a 630 on Marketplace for $125 the other day. I was so bummed out. Not like I had the money for it anyway, but it was a good deal. Yeah, with the money situation right now, mutt saw is probably going to have to be... I guess what I could do is build it as a mutt saw, and then if I change my mind later on, like when a few of these other projects that I did or whatever get sent down the road, I can buy real stuff for it. You guys have a good night. Thank you very much for joining in, and whoever donated that $4.99 that's up at the top, thank you very much. I appreciate everything. You guys take it easy and have a good night. I just gotta figure out how to shut this thing down.